What's up to all my freelancers, designers, and creatives, as well as my friends and family? This is Nathan. I wanted to make a video because, simply put, I have COVID. So at the time of this recording, I actually have COVID-19, or also known as the coronavirus, but I am on the tail end of it. And by the time you see this, I more than likely have fully recovered. But I really just wanted to walk through what happened and the reason why you haven't seen a lot of content from me. Simply put, I've just been taking the time to recover. So pretty much since the start of quarantine, which I would say started March 2020, I came home and I've pretty much been working remotely. I didn't really go out too often except for going to the grocery store and occasionally going certain places, but I pretty much stayed to myself and in my room. You know, as quarantine went on, we started getting into June, July, August, September. At this point, I said, quarantine has gone on far enough, and I started going out more. This would be occasionally meeting someone to maybe grab a bite to eat and eat in the car. This would be maybe meeting up with people, friends, and mainly just talking and hanging out outside. And I started even going to restaurants more often. This would mainly be just to go pick up something and leave. But I did find myself in September starting to go out more. So I woke up one Monday morning feeling absolutely fine. However, towards the end of Monday, it was like a late afternoon, I found myself feeling a little dizzy, very fatigued, almost like I had a headache. But also I found myself just feeling hot. Now, I thought to myself, I'm hot. Maybe it's my room. My room is hotter than normal. So, I tried opening the window, turning on the fan. I even went to check the thermostat, but it wasn't really that. It was me. So I took my temperature and I was shocked. So I took my temperature and I was shocked, and it said it was 100.8. So I had a legitimate fever. Now, I said to myself, this could be one of two things. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately, so maybe this is either me getting the flu or it could be something more serious. So I actually said I'm gonna go get a COVID-19 test just to be safe. So I called Walgreens, CVS. I even went there. They did not have any availability to do a quick test. I even called, a couple hospitals. Everybody was booked. The earliest I could get in was an urgent care, and the next day. So on Tuesday, I woke up, started working remotely like I always do. And then I actually went to get a test around 2:30 in the afternoon. So it was kind of funny. I went into the urgent care, said I wanted to do a COVID test, and they were, very welcoming and happy to see me, and right this way, willing to touch me and all that. But after I took the test, the COVID test, and it came back positive, then they were trying to stay away from me. They were like, yeah, okay. They came in a hazmat suit and they were like, okay, the test is positive. Get out of my face. That's kind of how the attitude that they had. It changed very quickly. So just a quick sidebar, I actually got two tests. There's something called the rapid test, which costs about $75 for me, and you can get your results within about 15 minutes. I did that, but it also is known for false negatives. So maybe you'll get the test and it says you don't have it, corona that is, and you actually do. So I got two tests, and the second test was the one they send to the lab. So that's the test you get when you need to travel somewhere. So I got that test done. Both of them involved, put in a cotton swab up my nose. It honestly wasn't that bad. It just was uncomfortable, but it wasn't painful at all. It was just uncomfortable. So the first test came back and said I had corona. So I pretty much assumed, the worst. Okay, I have it. Let me manage the symptoms as best as possible. I had flu-like symptoms, meaning that I had a sinus headache, I had a fever, I had a little bit of the chills, but also whenever I get sick, I tend to lose my appetite. So I wasn't really hungry at all. Those are all signs that I have the flu, but in this case, it was not the flu. It was that Rona. So the path to get better was simple. I made sure to ante up and gear up on quite a few things. Certain things like Gatorade, I made sure I had that on hand. Certain things, water, just to make sure I stayed hydrated. I even went ahead and had some vitamins. Vitamin C, B12, zinc. I had all these things on hand, and pretty much I was actually headed home because I'm not supposed to go anywhere. I'm supposed to quarantine for myself for at least 10 days. That's what they recommended. So I just went home and prepared to pretty much stay in my room. Now, the only thing I was maybe nervous about was the fact that I have asthma, right? So I thought COVID would possibly affect my breathing, but in this case, it didn't affect my breathing at all. And I honestly just thank God for that. But it really didn't affect my breathing at all. And I didn't really even wheeze. When you have asthma, you wheeze as your airways start to close from the overproduction of mucus. That's technically what's happening. And you hear like a whistling sound when you're breathing, but none of that even happened. I didn't wheeze once. So my breathing was okay. And it really was just focusing on the path to get better, to eat regularly, drink more water than usual, take in electrolytes for energy, and make sure I was getting enough sleep. I will admit, before I got COVID, I actually wasn't getting sleep. So during that time, I made sure I got 8 or more hours of sleep pretty much every night. Now we're into about the 3rd day of me having COVID, and pretty much it was just repeating the same cycle, making sure I get enough sleep. I took a couple of days off work, but making sure I get enough sleep, resting. If I felt tired or dizzy, just making sure I lie down, take a nap if I need to take a nap, and making sure, I ate on the regular to keep my energy up and stayed hydrated and took vitamins when I needed to take them. Probably one of the biggest things for me was just the fact that I had this sinus headache, so it was making me a little dizzy. So sometimes I could get up and do things, and other times I would need to sit down because I was feeling dizzy, or literally just try to sleep it off if I could. But day by day, I slowly got better. I felt like I was 10% better, 20% better, 30, 40, 50 as the days went on. I was slowly getting better. So all in all, I am better. Like I said, if you're watching this, I have recovered. But I will say that if you know anybody who has, COVID-19, that Rona, if you know anybody who has it, it really is serious, because the one thing that I've seen and I've observed, even with myself, is it's different for everyone. My own brother, my older brother, had, coronavirus earlier this year, and he was more fatigued and tired than I was, right? But I'm the one who has asthma, right? So for me, it felt like the flu. I didn't lose my, taste, my sense of taste, my sense of smell. I didn't lose that. I had that the entire time, which is why I thought it was a flu. But upon further testing, it was coronavirus. So again, if you haven't heard anything else, I would say if you feel any type of sickness, if you feel strange, any type of fatigue, headache, sinus pressure, sinus infection, cough, anything like that, runny nose, whatever it might be, go ahead and assume it might be coronavirus and start isolating yourself and get a test to confirm whether or not it is, because you don't want to accidentally spread it to somebody else. So now the big question, where did I get corona from? Answer, I have no idea. A couple of days before I did get coronavirus, I did go to a friend's house. They had a game night. I went there to hang out. There were multiple people there. I had a mask on, except for when I was eating like pizza or wings. I had a mask on, but there were multiple people there. Many of them did not get sick at all. Day after that, I did go to the store. I went to a Target, but to tell the truth, there were so many people inside of Target. I think they were doing Christmas shopping. I was like, I'm leaving because there's too many people there. And then lastly, I did go to a restaurant. I went to a sushi restaurant, and that was one of the not first times, but that was one of the major times I actually went to a restaurant and sat down. During this whole COVID-19, I haven't really been out to sit down at a restaurant. I normally go to restaurants to get something to go, right? Of course, I had a mask on, but I'm eating, so I took it off while I was there. So I don't know, it could have been one of those places. And, I've had some people reach out and say, well, you better watch out. Nathan, quit going out, quit hanging out, just stay in the house. And I'm like, yes, that's true. I could stay in the house, but just to be real, I've been doing things like that for 9 months. So this whole quarantine, I had never gotten COVID. I literally just said, when somebody asked me about how 2020 went, I said, I am just thankful that I have not gotten coronavirus. But then 2020 said, oh, you don't got corona? I got something for you. That's just how the year 2020 has gone. Things have gotten sometimes worse before they get better. So the good news for me is I actually recovered from coronavirus. And I will say this, it's real. It's not fake. It's not some hoax or anything like that. It is real. There is a vaccine out there. Some people have taken the vaccine and they are fine. Some people take the vaccine and they still ended up getting corona anyway. Y'all, I would say it's different for everybody. For me, it was flu-like symptoms. And, you know, even though sometimes I didn't feel like eating and it was even difficult to keep food down, I just acted like I had the flu, but went overboard. I made sure I was hydrated. I made sure to sleep more than I normally did. I made sure to take it easy. I made sure to check on my breathing. I kept in touch with people. Things like that really help because things can take a turn for the worse. I will say, when I started getting symptoms, I went from feeling okay to, like, when it hit, it was quick. It was like I was fine. Then it was like, I'm dizzy, I have a fever. In like almost an hour, all those things hit me at once, and it became obvious it was more serious than I thought. Again, if you know of somebody who actually has COVID-19 coronavirus, I would say you can be a big help by just sending things to them. So I'm very thankful for a lot of my friends and family who stopped by. They dropped off food. They ordered things from Amazon that showed up on my doorstep. Not only that, but they just did and went above and beyond, and it was really helpful because when you're not supposed to leave the house for anything, you know, that's when things like DoorDash come into place, or just ordering food for somebody. Even if it's ordering a pizza, remember to leave a tip. Even if it's ordering a pizza or something. Now, I would recommend eating healthier than what I just listed, but, you know, call the person, text the person, see how they're doing, see whatever food they may need, and send it their way. Send them water, send them Gatorade, send them Pedialyte, you know, electrolyte solution, whatever you can send them through Amazon or any other service. Do that. That will be a big help, whether they admit it or not, because it was a big help to me. Well, thank you for taking the time to check out this video. I definitely appreciate it. Honestly, it's a new year. 2021 is here. And my year, last year, 2020, had a lot of ups and downs. Towards the end of the year, it was going up. Then coronavirus hit. But now the year changed, and hopefully 2021 keeps going up, and it is a lot better for me. Probably the next video you'll see from me is a year in review of 2020. Like I said, a lot of ups and downs, but I mean, honestly, I'm just thankful I'm still here, and I had friends and family that showed love and helped me recover during this process. Well, until the next one, I'll catch you later. And remember, you are valuable. That's what I normally say. But for this coronavirus video, I would probably say, remember, go and get tested.